Get ready for some crash zoom Dutch angles, maybe a cameo by Ted Raimi, Bruce Campbell on top of that, and perhaps, hopefully, an appearance by Tobey Maguire in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, now that Sam Raimi has pretty much officially confirmed. I'm saying pretty much, underline that, okay?
You'll get your confirmation when you fix this damn door!
There's some news here about Sam Raimi. We'll read the whole quote per traditional YouTube fashion. We'll talk about some of our wants, desires that we hope he does with it, and also what I want him to do with Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio in this. No one's really talking about it, but I have my reasons as to why I think this would be a cool idea. Just a personal thing. Let's read it. So Sam Raimi was speaking with comingsoon.net. Here's what he had to say. I loved Doctor Strange as a kid. That's how he talks, by the way. But he was always after Spider-Man and Batman for me. He was probably at number 5 for me of great comic book characters. He was so original. But when we had that moment in Spider-Man 2, I had no idea that we would ever be making a Doctor Strange movie. So it was really funny to me that coincidentally that line was in the movie. I gotta say, I wish we had the foresight to know that I was going to be involved in the project.
That's so cool.
So in case you guys don't know, I'm sure other people have already reminded you about it. There's a name drop about Doctor Strange when they're trying to come up with names for Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Great, but take it.
Doctor Strange.
That's pretty good. But it's taken.
I think that he would be a great pick. The thing that I would want Sam Raimi to do is kind of go back a little bit to, you know, Army of Darkness kind of days or Evil Dead 2 days, unless Spider-Man. That being said, I would love a Tobey Maguire cameo in here. But the thing with Scott Derrickson being booted off of the movie due to creative differences and him, especially at Comic-Con, saying he really wanted to capitalize on the horror, even though keeping it PG-13, make it more horrific. It seems like that's probably not gonna be the case, which is a bummer because I think Sam Raimi providing some of that whimsical, zany level of madness horror would be fantastic for the Multiverse of Madness. As it stands, you know, it's been a while since we've had like a big Sam Raimi film, and I imagine he's probably just gonna end up doing his own thing. And then from every little leak or just the title, knowing what the concept is of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I can imagine that he won't feel like he needs to really follow stylistically or tonally what the first Doctor Strange was. I imagine he's going to be able to do a lot of whatever he really wants to do. That being said, Marvel does work from the top down primarily, so, you know, it's like you got your Sam Raimi films like Drag Me to Hell where he's doing whatever the hell he wants, then you got like Oz the Great and the Powerful and Spider-Man 3. So let's hope it's somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, this is really interesting to me because of all these situations and because of where Marvel is at now, because they do represent a very fascinating push-pull to me, and this project in and of itself kind of encapsulates that. So on the one hand, I'm really excited about this news, partly because it makes sort of a redemption for Sam Raimi with Marvel specifically, because we all know Spider-Man 3 did not go down how kind of anybody wanted it to. To have him back is a great idea. He's perfectly suited to a project like this, and even though, yeah, we can't expect it to be as horror as maybe a lot of us would like, I feel like his edge, especially if you count movies like Army of Darkness, which is very much comedy first in a lot of ways, I think he can really access something about this universe and make it his own without it feeling too foreign, because Doctor Strange is already so out there and already has a lot of world twisting. And to your point before about working in Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio somehow, I don't know how it would happen, but I think it could be really cool because in two very opposite ways, they're both masters of illusion, you know, and masters of magic. And so, yeah, this seems like
way to start stealing some of what I teased that I said I was going to talk about later, John.
I'm so sorry.
Just harping on the point. I set up a structure here of what we wanted.
I'm just
and
trying to
then
make
talking
your
about
point
Spider-Man, and
that
now you're
much
hopping
more
straight to my Mysterio thing.
But
that I
what
wanted.
if he gets a cameo from James Franco? or Kirsten Dunst? Or yeah, this seems like a great idea. And if Marvel's, like, it seems like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to be important for setting up a lot of the structure of what's to come from all the speculation. So while that worries me in a committee sense, I do think that Kevin Feige and Marvel do relish in letting filmmakers have carte blanche over as much as they can. And I feel like there is plenty of room for Sam Raimi to make a Marvel movie with his soul in it.
Well, I think what Sam Raimi can do is tonally provide a lot. I think that's something that he doesn't get enough credit for, is he can mix in all kinds of tones in this wonderful piece of, most of the time it doesn't feel messy. Sometimes it does, but most of the time he can have like a lot of heart. He could have horror elements. He could have adventure, action. He could have romance. He could do like Spider-Man,
pure
comedy, pure comic book. Spider-Man 2, I think, encompasses pretty much all of that. I think like with Multiverse of Madness, what they're going to want to do is like you used a phrase once of calling it like the train station for all these doors are going to be opening, because I think you could even have like a Deadpool cameo in here to open up the door for that, and I think Sam Raimi could work a Deadpool cameo in here with hopping into multiverses. And I think for the Tobey Maguire thing that a lot of people are hoping they implement in this film, I wouldn't be opposed to it, and I think what they could do is maybe like 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a major plot point, like a 5 to 10 minute sequence somehow that, I mean, yeah, it has to naturally fit in some way. It could even be shorter than that. I'm thinking a little bit more like how Days of Future Past X-Men ended, where like, oh, they fixed some stuff. They wrapped some stuff up. Because the way Spider-Man 3 ended didn't have a true resolve, especially with Peter Parker and Mary Jane. So you can kind of hop into a different dimension of that Spider-Man world and then just kind of quickly see what they're up to. Dude. You know, like they're married, maybe they have a kid, or like he's old man Spider-Man. I don't know.
No, and it's like super easy for him because now everyone thinks it's this other Peter Parker, so he doesn't even have to hide anymore. It's just easy because Tom Holland's taking the rap because of J. Jonah Jameson.
Wait.
Speculation.
That's confusing, though, because that's a different dimension, though,
but,
Tom Holland.
But what if he's also in this dimension? Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Easter eggs.
Now it's complicated. The reason I would think it would be cool to do a Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio cameo, or something that helps set up for another movie. There was a point in time where Jake Gyllenhaal was going to be Spider-Man when there was like negotiation issues, or the speculation goes there was negotiation issues with Tobey Maguire for Spider-Man 2, or he had a back injury, or it was a little bit of both. Jake Gyllenhaal was the one who was primarily being courted to replace Tobey Maguire. My introduction to Mysterio in and I think it's the way it goes in the comics, but at least in the animated show, was Mysterio was posing as Spider-Man. So I think you could do something kind of cool like that.
Yeah,
and then reveal, that Quentin Beck was like posing as Spider-Man at one point.
Man, that would be there. So yeah,
and then, it's like an homage to that point, to that thing. Especially, like, I don't know. I just think that'd be fun.
It's like a real life Easter egg.
Yeah, like real life Easter egg, meta commentary. That's why I think having like a Deadpool reference in there wouldn't be bad. I think there's a lot you can do, and I think for what they're trying to achieve and mix into this film, I think Sam Raimi is the perfect fit because, like I said, he can tonally balance a hell of a lot.
Oh yeah, and if there's one thing that we can say for certain, it's that this will be hands down the grossest MCU movie. He's gonna cover Doctor Strange in slime a few times, I'm certain, or bugs or something, because it just seems like he loves to do that to actors.
And then I'm sure he'll do a good job, with Wanda and Strange as well.
the main characters who the movie is going to be about.
All right, guys, so what do you think of this news of Sam Raimi pretty much confirming that he is going to be directing Doctor Strange? What are you hoping that he does with it? What signature stamp are you hoping that really shines in this film? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click the bell for more, and last but not least,
for Erica Tuesday, our very dear friend Erica, I wrote you a little something. Erica Tuesday, I'll shout you out on a Wednesday, for any day would be a blue day without Erica Tuesday. Move over, tacos! This is Erica's day. Don't want no twofers unless it's Erica's way. Wouldn't you say that Ms. Tuesday is the best damn patron in the US of A? I mean, I would. Although I suppose you could say, insinuate, state some other name to claim that illustrious title and place. But then to you, I would say, nay! Because much like Highlander, there can be only one Erica Tuesday. And Erica, much love to you. Just wanted to break the fourth wall really quick and be sincere. You're fantastic, and I don't know actually how much I can say about this, but Erica's working on some pretty awesome animated material right now that I hope y'all get to see at some point soon, because it's going to be pretty friggin' rad. So thanks for being you, thanks for being the wonderful, warm, compassionate gigantic-hearted, unique individual that you are, and we'll talk soon. Much love, dear. Mwah!